What can I say about meme coins?
Like 90% of coins rug, but then don't cry in a casino when you lose it all. It's difficult.
Bitcoin is the only thing worth buying in crypto.
If Bitcoin went, crypto can still survive. If Ethereum went, it can't. I feel like Ethereum is more important than Bitcoin.
When do you think this bull cycle will peak?
They're not going to let it play out the same. As much as I believe they will to a certain extent, and they're going to have a massive fake out, let everyone sell at a loss, and that's when they're going to send it.
Do you agree that the current cycle is the most complex in crypto history?
Crypto is manipulated. The whole place is a casino. So you either play the game or you get played.
The main question, when is alt season?
That's a bloody good question.
Next question.
Hello everyone, you're watching Emil Panahov's crypto channel, and today I have an exclusive guest who has never appeared for a CIS audience before, James Richmond. James, hi.
Great to meet you.
Here's an influencer with 7 years of experience, an investor and founder of a marketing agency, let me check what it's called, Cryptex Group, right?
Cryptex Group,
Cryptex Group, yeah. Вы видите, да? Very good British accent, I love it.
Thank you.
I love movies with Guy Ritchie, my favorite.
Good movies.
Snatch.
Yeah.
I usually ask about 3 Bitcoin price targets in my podcasts.
I think that Bitcoin is going to hit around $150,000 to $170,000 this cycle. But every single cycle, Bitcoin catches people out, crypto catches people out. So ultimately, crypto does what crypto wants. So I'm not on the trading side of crypto, I'm more on the investing side of crypto. So in terms of the technical analysis side, if it plays out, then I'm looking at about $170,000 Bitcoin. But again, crypto does what crypto wants. So for me, I make a lot of money on meme coins, altcoins, and then Bitcoin is more of a safer investment for the bear market.
What are your 3 Ethereum price targets?
Ethereum, I recently bought Ethereum on the dip. I was going to buy it when it dipped to like $800, $900. I think last year or year before, I can't even remember now. And I didn't. I was waiting for like $400, $500 and it didn't hit there. So I don't have a massive amount of Ethereum. I think it's going to do well. I think we're probably looking about 1x from here. People always come with these price predictions of Bitcoin's going to hit $1 million this cycle, Ethereum's going to hit 10,000 or 15,000, and I think retail gets stuck onto that. And that's where a lot of people lose money. So I think ultimately you need to have realistic targets, and as soon as you're in profit, just start DCAing out, because it's better taking some profit than holding for a whole more 4 years, and then obviously having to wait until you're back in profit.
What was your starting capital and how did you get into crypto initially?
So I previously had a recruitment business specializing in property and investments, and I made some money in that, and then I had a commercial cleaning company as well. Been self-employed since the age of 19, so I've always done various businesses, and then I kind of fell into crypto. I lost $150,000 in the first probably year and a half, buying everything at the top, and then you kind of, a lot of people give up, but then you got people that would be like, okay, I've lost money, but there's a lot of other people making money. How can I now turn this around from a negative into a positive? So I just started watching a lot of videos, started learning about it, learning about Bitcoin, Ethereum, the main coins, and then kind of how the cycles work. And then I basically started making a lot of money in crypto. So I believe that anyone coming into crypto, you have to lose money to actually be successful. You can't just come in, get lucky and make money, because then you're going to lose it later on down the line. So it's best to lose as soon as possible, then learn, and then start making money.
Yes, I agree. Most people first lose money, then leave the market thinking crypto is a scam. I managed not to lose money, but I had to wait 3.5 years.
So I started with 150,000. I didn't lose it all, but it went down something like $20,000. And that's when I started learning, and then I started making money from it. So it's around $150,000.
Did you start to think more strategically rather than emotionally?
You need to find projects early. What I do is, the project might be absolutely solid. Like you've got Bitcoin, for example. Are you really going to go and buy Bitcoin after 3 green candles and it goes up like a couple of 100%, like when you could have bought it $16,000? So it's not always the tech and the project. It's ultimately trying to get into projects early or waiting for the dip. I think that's a lot more important than the tech behind the project. It's an attention economy, and you need to look where the attention is before it happens, or where the attention is starting to build up, and then you're going to have big pumps. Like look at Sui, people were talking about it less than $1, and then it went up to, I can't remember, maybe $4.5 or $5, and now it's retraced a bit. But I think it's about timing, not just timing, but finding good projects either early or waiting for the right opportunity on good projects, or even on on meme coins, if you get in early, you're going to make money, unless it just rugs at like 100k.
What was your first meme coin and what results did you get from it?
My first meme coin was actually a coin called Coin. This was my coin that I did last year. And I did it on Pink Cell. And we were raising, it was like a pre-sale. So we were raising money. I put in a load of money. Everyone put money in. And I didn't really, I wasn't on that side of crypto until about a year and a half ago. So it was about a year and a half ago when I did Heidi. And it ran up to 2.4 million. And then it basically ran back down to 900. I wasn't doing any market making, wasn't doing anything. I was just buying and other people buying the stuff. And then obviously the people that got in very early, because the pre-sale, the starting market cap was like 240,000. So people done a 10x on it. And this is when I came to the meme coin side of crypto. So I was more on like utility, learning, like technical analysis, fundamentals, looking for good projects that are going to change the world. And that's how I ultimately made money in the beginning. Then when I came onto the meme coin side of things, of actually doing my own projects and being involved in projects, that's when you start really learning a lot. But yeah, it was Coin that did a 10x and people made some good money on it.
Did you have experience with Dogecoin, Shiba, Floki in 2020s, 2021? If yes, what was it like?
I had the experience in Doge. I bought it at 4p and then I think I sold it at 4p. And then this was about, I can't remember the time scale, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it was a couple of weeks or a couple of months before it then went up to like $1 or something. So one of my friends said to me, I don't know why you're holding this, it's shit, it's never going to go anywhere. So I went and sold either for break even or tiny profit, and then it absolutely ran. So that was probably one of my biggest regrets, selling Dogecoin at the same price I bought it for. But there again, I did a 10x on Shiba last cycle as well. And I wasn't really into meme coins last cycle. It's always kind of been a thing, but it hasn't been like compared to this cycle, right? So I didn't really take them too seriously. So I accidentally done a 10x on Shiba Inu, and I just broke even on Doge.
I had a similar experience. I bought Shiba in 2021 and sold it a month later at the same price. 3 days later, it did 10x. That was my biggest lesson with meme coins. After that, I started researching more, and when buying the next meme coins like Kishu Inu and Floki, I held longer and made much more money.
I think the flip side of that though is, what if you, because I've done it as well, right? And I bought a coin called Pro, and this was last cycle, and it was like a pre-sale on I think Asbit Exchange, and a lot of people entered it, and I bought it at, just trying to think, 4 pence was like the pre-sale, and it ran up to like 90p, and I took out like $500, but from a small investment I made like $20,000, but I only took out $500, and now it's run back down and it's like at 1p or 2p. So I think it's about that fine line, isn't it? Do you want to buy a meme coin and take a small amount of profit, and then potentially lose it all? That's the thing. When do you sell and where do you sell? So what I do now is I'll always DCA. Even if I'm in amazing profit, I never just sell the whole lot. I'll always DCA out and take initials and then take a 1x and a 2x. And I could have made a 20x, but instead I've only made like an 8x because I've done it in a different way. But I just feel like that strategy works for me more because I'm happier doing it that way rather than just going all in, leaving it, not taking anything, and then it rugs, because like 90% of coins rug, right? So it's always that fine line of, do I take profit now or do I wait, but then have the opportunity to get rugged, basically.
In 2021, we could wait several months and see 10x, 100x returns. In 2024, 25, everything has changed. People flick quickly, and a holding for a few hours too long can lead to losses. The meme coin market has changed. What do you think about this?
Yeah. Do you know what? It's funny you should mention that, because so I've been heavily involved in the Solana space now since the meme coin started popping off really last year, a month after Pump Fund was started. And I don't know if you remember, but last year you could hold a coin for a couple of days, couple of weeks. Yeah. This year, 30 minutes, an hour, sometimes 1-2 minutes. Like every month that's gone past, it's that you have to take profit. People went to kind of looking for 5 to 10x on the Solana side of things last year. Now they're quickly looking for 10%, 20%, 50%, and they're selling their whole bag. So I feel like Pump Fund and Solana itself has been amazing for crypto adoption, bringing people on, but at the same time, it's brought a lot of people on. It's made it very easy to do projects and launch projects. You don't need to be a developer to launch a project. And then you've got like 16-year-olds making hundreds of thousands of dollars from it. So I think it's been good and bad for crypto. Last cycle was very different. Obviously, it was ETH, it was BNB, people were holding. It wasn't easy for people to launch projects. And retail weren't really wise. I feel like the retail market, a lot more clued up on crypto, and meme coins have led the way, but liquidity has just been rotating from rug to rug to rug and different projects and stuff. The projects with actually good utility, they haven't really seen their run, and I think they will, but I think Solana slowed it down for them massively.
What are the top 3 mistakes people make when trading meme coins?
I think the biggest mistake is following influencers blindly. All right, now I post about meme coins. I'm not telling people to go and ape into a meme coin just because I posted it. They still need to do their research. But 90% of what I post, it does well because I do my research. Some of it's paid promo, but I don't just post rugs. Like if a solid project is paying me and I believe in the project, they're going to pay me, but I'll probably buy it anyway. So a lot of what I post is good, but I still expect people to do their own research. I don't expect them to follow blindly. The biggest mistake that I see retail previously making, and still some people are making, is an influencer will post something, they just go and buy. They won't even look at it. And you don't know whether they post it because they believe in it or whether it's paid promo. So I think retail have to do your own research. You have to understand about bubble maps, about liquidity to market cap ratio, and also find the right contract address because there's so many copy contract addresses. If someone launches, like Beer 2.0 launched, and then there's like 20 different beers launching, so people could buy the wrong coin. So I think you need to understand the market. You need to understand meme coins, bubble maps, how to use, say, Bullex or like a sniper bot to get a good entry, and don't buy at the top. If a meme coin's already pumped, wait for a correction, make sure it's a legit project first. Don't just FOMO in thinking it's going to keep going up.
James, I see you're in a good shape. What sports do you do?
So I've done Muay Thai for probably about 15 years, on and off though, not kind of like every day. I've done a small bit of boxing, yeah, just kind of. I go to a gym now. I put on a bit of weight since all the crypto events, but I just need to slim up now. But yeah, mainly Muay Thai.
Did you train in Phuket at Tiger, AK, Bangtao, Muay Thai?
So I trained at Tiger for a while. That was the main camp that I started at. And then recently, last couple of years when I've been going to Thailand, I've went to AK. I can't remember what it's called, AKA, isn't it? Yeah. More near like Rawai side of things. So I lived over in Thailand for a while. So, but Tiger's probably my favorite. I haven't tried Bangtao yet.
When were you there?
Maybe around 2016, 2015. Because I started going like a year after I set my recruitment company. So I set up in 2014. So maybe 2015, and then every single year. And then when I basically got rid of my recruitment company, I was living in between Cyprus and Thailand. So I'd do like 3 to 4 months in Thailand, 3 to 4 months in Cyprus, then a couple of months in the UK. And just kind of doing that for a number of years. So Thailand is good because in Dubai, everything is kind of the watches and the cars and stuff. Thailand, you just flip-flops, moped, a straw hat, a t-shirt, and you just go and train and stuff. So it's chilled. It's chilled. So it's good.
The reason I ask is that I've been to Thailand 3 times and traded Tiger, aka Bangtao, Muay Thai. That was this year, last year, and the year before. Because in Russia, we really respect athletes, especially in combat sports like boxing, Muay Thai. Were you at Token 2049? There was a punching bag there they could hit.
Yeah, I did the boxing, the punch bag thing. Yeah.
Do you perhaps have a video? Did you record your score?
Yeah, I've got a video of it. Yeah. Marsha, do you have the video?
James has a Russian wife, Maria. Wow. That's a record.
954.
954.
It's a record.
Yeah, I think maybe second. I'm not sure whether it is.
Second, because my friend Timur Musayev, he's a Russian fighter. He made 957.
I'll ask Timur to send his video too, so we can include it.
No, it's good. It was good fun, Token. It was that was my favorite part, the punching.
Almost you.
Almost, very close. It's about
and you.
yeah. It's just about where you hit it. It's obviously power, but it's just where you hit it on the point. Because you see some people running up and doing haymakers, and then they get like 300-400. So it's just like getting that point and then kind of turning in and hitting it with the. So I've broke my knuckles here. So I've got this one knuckle there. So I'll just try and crack it with that.
Where's your bone?
This one is in my hand somewhere there. It's like here. I'm missing a knuckle. Yeah. So I've only got 3 knuckles in this hand.
It's like in a street fights or real matches. It's not about how hard you hit, but where you hit. The chin or jaw. If you hit precisely and unexpectedly, that's all it takes. Your opponent is knocked out.
100%. I like to aim for the nose, because when you aim like right on the nose, it hurts. But it depends on the kind of fight, whether it's street fight, whether it's boxing or whatever, but it's either the chin or the nose.
What's the situation with the street fights in England? Actually, what kind of family did you come from, and what was your youth like?
All right, we're going back years now. So probably when I was...
Sorry, how old are you?
33. 33, yeah.
Like me 36.
Cool.
Okay.
So... probably going back to when I was like 14, 15, 16, 17. And
teenager.
Yeah, teenager. I don't think the UK's, in terms of the street fighting, the Russians are very experienced, right? They can scrap. I think UK, it's more about pulling off your belt, and there are a lot of knuckle dusters and stuff like that. UK's not really bad. It depends on what part of the UK and what part of London, but you do get a lot of street fights. The problem is now, though, a lot of people use knives and they've got weapons and stuff. Before, back in the day, years ago when I was growing up, you'd go to the parks, different areas would meet up, you'd have a fight, and it was all over. Now people are getting killed. So I think the UK is getting very dangerous compared to where it was, because it's not about how hard you can hit or how much of a good fighter you are. If someone's going to pull out a knife and it's a couple of people, like, you can be a professional fighter, but you don't have someone stabbing you in the back, right? So the UK is very different to how it was when I was growing up. It's a very, very different place.
You're from England. What's your favorite football team?
I don't really support or follow football. It used to be, back in the day, a club called Bradford City. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's in Leeds.
Leeds?
Yeah.
We know Leeds.
So it's like close to Leeds. My uncle owned it, so obviously we used to go there all of the time, like whenever they had a game on. And then he basically sold that, and then he bought Leeds. So he owned Bradford, and then he bought Leeds, and then I just supported the teams that he owned at the time. But then after he retired and sold it, I haven't really been into football.
In Russia, we know the 4 most popular London teams: Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, and West Ham.
Bradford beat Arsenal years ago.
Okay.
They were in the Premiership. They're number 3 in the Premiership. So I'm talking like 20 years ago.
Okay.
So they beat Arsenal, but this was a long time ago.
I've been a Chelsea fan since 1999, before Abramovich came in. He bought the club 3 years later. He's that Russian oligarch, remember? Insert the clip here with Kalinka playing. That became Chelsea's anthem for a while. There was Russia-England match back in 2007 when England came to Moscow.
I stopped following football when I was about 12.
12
I think
years.
11 or 12. Yeah.
And go Muay Thai.
Well, then Muay Thai later, kind of maybe 18 or something, 19. But I don't really. I only followed football just because my uncle, because he owned the team. So apart from that, I haven't really been. I like more physical sports. Not just, not really into football too much.
Okay.
The British accent is one of the most difficult. You guys invented the English language. Why do you speak in such a complicated way?
Букмекера выставили вчера вечером. Выставили, Тони, говори понятнее. Вроде бы, английский язык придумали у вас, а говорите все так, что ничего понять невозможно. Выставили, то есть ограбили.
This is what confuses me in Dubai. So we're sitting at a restaurant and I order butter. Yeah, you know the thing that you spread on bread.
Say one more time. Butter.
Butter.
Ситуация очень простая. Американский радиоведущий Джордж МакАлистер. У него в гостях английский продюсер Марк Скофилд.
You are a musical producer.
Yes.
What are you producing right now?
Okay. I think I understand you. Okay. Yes. I'm from London. I grew up in
I'm ordering butter. The waiters always think I'm ordering pasta. So they ask me what pasta I want. No one understands my accent when I say butter, or other words as well, especially waiters in restaurants. My wife has to basically say it, but then she says exactly the same thing and they understand her. So I don't know, but yeah, not. If you would have told me that my accent is hard to understand, or anyone would have said it before, I'd be like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. But I've experienced it a lot in Dubai. A lot of people don't understand what I'm saying. If they're, I don't know, if they've got an accent as well and I've got an accent to them, they just don't, certain words, they don't get it.
Let's go back to crypto. When do you think this bull cycle will peak?
All-time high for Bitcoin this cycle, I believe, is going to be between August and December. This is based on historical past cycles. It could be a bit sooner, it could be after. I feel like the 4-year cycles, kind of where everything run, I feel like they're now over. We got a lot more institutional money in crypto. There's going to be more retail coming into crypto. People are more wiser to the 4-year cycle. So I still believe it's going to be between August to December, but who knows? I don't know when the all-time high is going to be.
Nobody knows.
This could even be a double top that's happening. So yeah, I hope it's not. But last cycle, a lot of people got caught out. So is that going to happen this cycle? Or are they going to make everyone think Bitcoin's dead, take it back down, and then we have the parabolic run? So there's certain scenarios, there's different scenarios that could play out, and they're going to catch a lot of people out. They always do, because they can't make crypto for the typical retail to make money. Otherwise, there's going to be no crypto. For every person that wins, someone has to lose. So it's 50-50, right?
Don't you think most people are expecting the peak this autumn because that's what happened in 2021, and they think it will repeat in 2025? In my view, there's a small chance the peak could come in August before everyone expects it, or maybe not until 2026.
I think you're right. But then the other scenario that can happen is they make people think it's different by completely breaking structure and taking it down to the downside. Make it look like we're coming into a bear market. Everyone thinks crypto's dead. They think there's going to be no all-time high, and then they absolutely send it. The market's manipulated, right? So if everyone thinking it's going to be between there, like between September, August, October, November, December, they could completely crash the market, get everyone to sell at a loss, and then they go and send it. So it's a difficult one, because you're right. If everyone thinks it's not going to happen, right? But they might change their mind, so they think it's over. Everyone thought it was over last cycle, and it was actually over. Everyone was saying it's a corrective phase of a bull market for about 4 years. And then the pump never came until recently. So it's a difficult one. One thing that I do always say is crypto does what crypto wants. As much as I can sit here with predictions, you can sit there, and every other influencer and KOL and everyone in the space can have their opinion. The market's always going to do what it wants, and sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong, and hopefully we're right more than we're wrong.
Do you agree that the current cycle is the most complex in crypto history?
Oh, 100%. Very difficult. I make money in crypto because it's my network. It's about finding out good projects early, and when you're heavily in crypto and you do it full time, you can make money very easily. But I mean, for your typical retail investor, I don't know any retail investor unless they're following me or another influencer, and I don't always get it right. Like, I get it wrong sometimes as well, but I at least I don't just shill everything and anything. But I mean, unless they've got insider knowledge or they know what's happening or something like that, I think they're all going to be losing money. I called a project called Hyperliquid at $4. I got in at $4.40. That was a very good call. And you need to know these things that are happening. Like, no one will really know about Hyperliquid in terms of from the retail. I mean, your everyday, like, not your everyday crypto investor, but I mean your just typical new investor. They're not going to know about Hyperliquid or Sui. They might see some people talking about it, but that's about it. So I mean, you need to understand about crypto to make money in crypto cycle. You can't come in with no experience, because you will lose money.
I know who Hyperliquid is, and James Wynn is at peak popularity right now with his trades. Do you think he's a real trader or a Hyperliquid project creation?
I obviously know who James Wynn is. He was $20 away from getting liquidated on his last trade. I know that, but I haven't been following the full... I know what's going on, but not in terms of where he's trading or any details in terms of every trade he's taking. In terms of my Twitter, my team managed that. So I'm on Twitter. We do like 30 to 50 posts a day. But I'm not looking at the Twitter. It's my team that do it, so I don't see all of the Twitter stuff. I got an analyst that goes over the charts for me, looks for projects. So I'm more on the content side now. So in terms of your daily stuff, I'm heavily involved in crypto, but not on the front line anymore. So I don't see all of these... in terms with James Wynn, I haven't been following the full story, but I know he's... I just find it very hard to believe that someone's gone from 3 million to 100 million, lost it all, nearly gets $20 away from being liquidated. Surely if you make that amount of money, that doesn't really come with luck. You need to actually know how to trade. And then he longed it at the top and then it fell back and then he nearly got liquidated and then it kind of got taken out. So it went back up. So I don't really... There's something dodgy about the story. I don't know what it is, but it just does it. Just looking at it from the outside, there's something dodgy about the story with James Wynn. There's something going on, the bigger picture there.
Arthur Hayes just tweeted that it's like excellent marketing from Hyperliquid. So he thinks the same as I do. I wrote about this a week earlier. The main question, when is alt season?
Борис Николаевич, по поводу альтсезона, сейчас все говорят, будет альтсезон или нет. Одна фраза от вас зависит.
Не будет.
Не будет альтсезона.
Нет.
Твердо и четко.
Твердо и четко. И не просто это я придумываю, или фантазия, или я не хотел бы. Нет. Это все просчитано. Это каждые сутки проводится. Это работа и контроль. Каждые сутки.
That's a bloody good question.
Next question.
Hopefully you can tell me. I think we've all been waiting for it for a very, very long time. And then as soon as all the altcoins go up 5 to 10%, we're like, it's coming. And then they drop like 30%. That's a very good question. And I don't think anyone knows the answer. Well, there's people out there that probably do, but yeah, I'm not sure. Hopefully soon.
My opinion is that the alt season will be hybrid, not like before with separate assets at different times. Liquidity will move from one sector to another, as we saw in spring and autumn in 2024. For example, in autumn, American projects grew, Ripple, Stellar, etc. This will repeat in 2025 and basically continue in 2026 until we see massive money printing.
I struggle with her Canadian accent sometimes. When she speaks quick, I don't know what she's saying.
Давайте я буду переводить потихонечку. So the thing is, from there, he's saying, yeah, if one person...
No one understands what anyone's saying. Well, it's an attention economy, right? So you're going to have your RWAs. I believe that you're going to have RWA pump, AI pump. I think AI pump is around the corner. You're going to have memes, I believe, continuously because there's always people doing memes. It only takes one meme to get viral and then you've got thousands of memes coming to the market. So I believe memes are always going to be there. And it's going to be like a rotation system like it's always been where everything has its time. And I think it's coming. Hopefully it's coming soon. But I don't believe it's going to be any different to the previous cycles where we have, and even if you look at last year, it wasn't that long ago where we had every AI coin pumping. And the funniest thing with the AI coins is 90% of the coins that pumped, they weren't even AI. They were just called such and such AI. Like everyone was calling coins AI just because we were having AI season. So I think we're going to have that with RWAs. I believe that RWAs are going to be massive as well. But I think we're going to have the rotation of money, and it's going to start with ETH, and ETH is currently going up today, which is obviously good. Hopefully it continues, and then we're going to have obviously I think it's going to be ETH and Solana at the move, and then we're going to have the rotations into altcoins, hopefully within the next 6 to 8 weeks, I believe.
What do you think? Will there eventually be money printing in 2021 during COVID, or will it be a gradual injection of liquidity as we're seeing now happening quietly?
I think USDT have already started printing, haven't they? They've already started minting tokens. Look, money, whether it's USDT, whether it's fiat currency, it's always printed. It always comes out of thin air, right? And that's how everything's manipulated. The market pumps and then it dumps, and then we got inflation and stuff. So I don't know the question. Not the question. I mean, I don't know the answer, sorry. But I know that USDT have already started. They minted a couple of months ago. I can't remember the exact date, but they minted more USDT a couple of months ago. And I think they're going to have to. And that's how the market's going to send, because it's not going to be retail that sends it. It's not going to be institutes that send it. Institutes are already in. If anything, they're taking profits at the first pump. Retail are a lot wiser to crypto, unless you have a massive influx of new retail. But look at the market cap, how they're going to pump the market caps of all the tokens. So that's kind of the last people that come in. So it's going to come from somewhere. It's just a case of where.
To me, the printing of stable coins like USDT and USDC looks like money flowing in from the real world. While they buy OTC, outside the order books, taking Bitcoin emission, and perhaps some major alts that are locked up. After they've done this over 6 to 12 months, they'll pump the markets and invite retail investors to buy their bags at high prices.
Exactly. People think that when Michael Saylor's buying more Bitcoin, it's going into, it's not going, it's OTC. So it doesn't pump it.
BlackRock same.
Yeah, exactly. It's all OTC deals. The problem with crypto now is it's always been centralized. Yeah, there's never been a decentralized part, because if you look at even with Sui, the recent hack, they managed to freeze the wallets. If it's fully crypto's decentralized, how can you track the money and then fully stop it, right? But I believe that it's every year that we go on, it's getting more and more centralized. So what happens with the market? Everything's going to become more stable. A lot of projects are going to die out, and there's not going to be. See where we've had kind of all of the sectors where everything has its pump. I believe that's going to continue to happen, but it's going to slow down. And then Bitcoin and some of the other big altcoins, like obviously Ethereum, Solana, 70% of the market's built on Ethereum. So, I mean, I don't ever see Ethereum going anywhere. But I think that it's just going to get more stable in terms of the further that we go on with cycles and with the years to come.
Because it seems like they're buying OTC, which doesn't affect the price, and after they accumulate it, they'll pump the price so retail buyers will purchase at much higher prices when they sell their bags.
Yeah, because this is the thing, there's been a lot of people investing in crypto, but as you say, nothing's been pumping really properly, apart from meme coins, but that makes sense. I didn't understand now I get it, yeah.
Now you get it.
Yeah, that makes complete sense, because if you look at all of the whales that have been investing, it's all been OTC, because they're announcing people putting buying thousands of Bitcoin, but then the price is going down or moving sideways. It's all been OTC deals recently.
Why do you think we haven't seen a proper alt season like we did in 2021?
A number of reasons, but I think it comes back to the point that we were talking about before, is so many people missed out last cycle. I feel like last cycle was the main cycle where everyone was like, shit, there's kids that are making millions and millions of dollars. So many people missed out last cycle.
Like Trump say, billions and billions.
Billions and billions, yeah. So I feel like last cycle was the main cycle that really onboarded a lot of retail. So everyone's been buying and thinking it's going to play out the same, and they're not going to let it play out the same. As much as I believe they will to a certain extent, and they're going to have a massive fake out, let everyone sell at a loss, and that's when they're going to send it. That might not happen as well. There's different ways that this can play out. So I believe that so many people lost out last cycle. They're preparing for this cycle, and they're not going to let it play out exactly the same as it happened last cycle, because then everyone's going to make money. It's like you got the blueprint, right? So I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm looking at different scenarios. I'm preparing for different scenarios, but it's not going to play out the same as previous cycle.
What are your top 3 altcoins in your portfolio?
Oh, this is Hyperliquid, 100%. Hyperliquid, going to $4.40, currently $35.50, I think, maybe 36 if it's pumped. Polka Dot.
Polka dot?
Yeah, polka dot.
Say one more time.
But I don't know. I'm holding it, but is it my top 3? I have to say Sui. For the attention, Sui's got a lot of attention, and we're in an attention economy. You can build the best projects in the world with the best tech, but if no one knows about it, it's not gonna pump, right? So I think Sui, because it's got a lot of attention. Do you know what? Let's take out polka dot. I'm gonna say
no. Top 5.
Top 5. Okay. Hyperliquid. Sui, Dot. I have to say Ton. The reason being is
because of Russian wife.
The owner's one of the richest people in crypto, if not the richest. I'm not sure. He's got nearly 1 billion, if not over 1 billion users. At some point when they are gradually onboarded into Web3, the biggest thing in crypto's community, right? The owner of Ton has got the biggest community in the world. So I believe the market cap's high. He hasn't been doing great. He had the thing where he got arrested in France and now he's free. He's back over in Dubai. But I feel like Ton is here to stay. It has to be. And there's a lot of people building like little games and using Ton. And I think it has to pump. It has to do well. It's kind of one of those projects that is not going anywhere. They've got over 1 billion users already, and now it's just about getting those people onto crypto. It's near enough a guaranteed, and obviously it's not financial advice, but for me it's near enough a guaranteed kind of gonna do well.
So fourth is Ton, first is Hyperliquid, second is DOT, third is Sui, fourth is Ton, and what's fifth?
I'm gonna say ETH. Ethereum.
Russian founder Vitalik Buterin.
Yeah.
Russian.
Yeah. No, I know. It's look, ETH I don't really put money in to make crazy gains. It's more of kind of a safe bet. And look, if you look up the market, like 70% of crypto and projects and coins and the whole ecosystem is built on Ethereum. So I feel like if Bitcoin went, crypto can still survive. If Ethereum went, it can't. Mm-hmm. I feel like Ethereum is more important than Bitcoin. So I'm saying Ethereum because there's an actual use case, and it's number 2. It should be number 1, and I believe one day it will be number 1. So I wouldn't go put money in if I want to do 100x. Is it going to get there? Probably not. But it's more of that safe investment, and you got to put money in ETH. You're not really in crypto if you don't have ETH.
I also believe that Ethereum will eventually flip Bitcoin in market cap. Ethereum is my largest altcoin holding. What do you think will be the main driver for Ethereum's price increase? I believe it will be staking through BlackRock's ETF. What do you think about this? Will it affect the price?
I think the main thing that's going to make it pump is people buying it. Because not a lot of people are buying it at the moment. Because it hasn't been really doing a lot. But I don't know. ETH I kind of said because it's been around for a while. Everything's built on it. It's kind of that safe investment, right? Where if you're looking at a portfolio, you're going to want to have some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, and they come hand in hand. And then you look at the smaller projects, the altcoins, the ones with potential, and you just kind of put your portfolio together. And I feel like you always need a bit of Ethereum. It's kind of like the backbone of crypto.
You said the main reason Ethereum will grow is because people are buying. What I think that's the fact, not the cause. What do you think is the main reason why people will buy?
The main reason why people buy is it used to be because of the tech and people, and this is what I look for as well. I look at projects. Can this change the world? Is this going to do well? Does this have a use case? And is it here to stay? And if the answer is yes, I'll invest. What it's changed to kind of last year is, has this got attention? Is there hype around it? So I feel like a news event, if doing something like an upgrade or something, it's going to have that hype and then people are going to buy it. But I don't really buy Ethereum to make massive gains. I put it more as a kind of, do I want all of my money in USDT, USDC or Bitcoin or other altcoins? I kind of put it in ETH as more of a stable bet now. And I know it fluctuates, but I believe it's always going to go up long term over time, and it's going to do very well within the next decade.
Because it looks like a year ago they approved an Ethereum ETF. People rushed to buy, big capital sold against them, and now people hate Ethereum. It seems like Ethereum is ready for ETF staking approval and ready to be pumped again without retail investors, who will only return when the price is about $5,000, $10,000, $15,000.
Oh, then they're going to be pissed. Yeah, but that's retail for you, right? They come in, they don't really understand the market, they see people making money in crypto, and they come in and buy the top. I've had friends that came in and bought Bitcoin at 100k when it recently hit 100k, and now they're actually in a bit of profit. They're up like maybe 5%. And then retail will always lose money because it's the greed factor, right? You got your smart retail that come in, they want to learn, they're willing to lose, but then they want to learn, they want to fight for it. And I think that's like from my side of things is I came in, I lost money, and then I was like, all right, I'm actually going to do well at this, I'm going to make money. And you turn a bad situation, you flip it on its head, and you turn it into a good one. Then you got your other retail that come in and they're putting $100 and Bitcoin will go down 50%, and then they think Bitcoin's a scam. And then they completely leave crypto. So you've got the retail that want to learn and want to come in and do this properly. You've got the other retail which will lose money. You're not going to please everyone in crypto. You never do. You're lucky if you please 50%. It's just part and parcel of the game, right?
Bro, what about Solana? By the way, Solana's team and founder are from Ukraine. For us, Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, it's all former Soviet Union, Russian-speaking people. Why didn't you mention Solana?
Do you know what? The reason being, I thought about it after you asked me, Solana is actually my biggest holding, and that was... You know when something's so obvious it's in your face, you just forget about it? I was trying to look harder. Yeah, so Solana's my biggest holding. I think Solana's great. Very volatile. I think it's great for onboarding into crypto, but then you've got the flip side of all the rugs and the meme coins and stuff. But it's also good for crypto adoption. They're going down the payments route as well. You look in Europe and they've got the machines where people, kind of like ATMs, I think, where you can cash out and stuff in cash for crypto and bits. They got ATM machines, card machines. There's a lot of new wallets as well where you can look at Solflare, for example. They're bringing out a card where you can basically make money on meme coins or make money crypto or whatever, fully decentralized. You've got a card and then you've got Apple Pay. So I believe that Solana is very good for crypto adoption, onboarding retail into crypto. And yeah, I think Solana's like a very, very good project, solid project. Is it going to go to $1,000 this cycle? That was my previous price prediction. I'm not sure. I think we'd be lucky to see $350 to $400 this cycle. I hope we go to 1,000, but I mean, being realistic, 350, 400 if we're lucky this year.
I think similarly that Solana has already shown its main growth, and you're right that Solana is the best onboarding for young money. For old money, it's Bitcoin.
Don't remind me. I saw it at $10 and I didn't buy it. I don't know if you remember when it dipped all the way to $10.
I didn't buy too.
Do you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Luna. When Luna was going down and I was buying the dip.
Biggest scam.
Yeah.
May 2022.
Yeah, I was buying the Luna dip. And it wasn't a dip.
So you're a holder of Luna?
Somewhere, yeah.
My friend holds 0.5% of Luna's emission. He bought at the absolute bottom many times. He buried I don't know how many millions of dollars.
That's what I was doing, but only on a couple of $1,000. Which is now, I think, probably worth about $7.
Now he's down 99% on his investment, but believes they'll revive it someday.
Do you know what? It's funny you've said that. I was speaking to one of my clients a couple of months ago. I say a couple of months ago, end of last year. And we're speaking about projects, and he believes that Luna's going to pump this cycle because when all of the retail come in, they're going to see the dip and they're going to buy the dip. And I was trying to explain to him it doesn't really work that way, but I don't think you can ever recover the project from where it was. I don't even know what price it's at now. I haven't even checked it recently, but when a project does that, it's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult. Maybe we can try and CTO it.
You said Polkadot is one of the main altcoins in your portfolio. Is that because of the founder, Gavin Wood, or what reason?
Because of a number of reasons. I think they done the parachains at the wrong time. They did it towards the end of the last cycle. All of them are down like 90%. Probably the worst investment I've done. I believe that Gavin Wood is a smart guy. I believe that in terms of the tech side of things, Polkadot is a good project. Is it going to do what I expect it to do in regards to price action? I'm not 100% sure. I still believe in the project. I've been holding it for a while. I've been DCAing into it. I've got a good amount of Polkadot. I'm not sure. I believe that crypto and the world itself is changing very quickly. Everything's going a lot over to AI. And like I said earlier, is some of the projects in terms of the tech, people aren't worried about this anymore. They just want the attention. And this is why the meme coins have pumped this last year and this year. And is it going to get the attention back? They're going to have to make some big moves for it to do that. They can make as much tech as they want, but they still need the attention. And if they can bring that back, it's going to do well.
What's your average entry point for DOT and what are your targets?
My average price for Polkadot, I bought at $50 previously. I have bought it a lot lower though. I bought at $15.
50 or 15?
50, 50.
50.
Okay, what are your targets?
First price, yeah. I bought at $15. I bought at $23. I bought at $18, $17. Most recently, I bought $4. So it's brought the average down a bit. Hyperliquid was probably one of the best not one of the best, but recently a very, very good investment. But Polkadot is one of the worst.
Yeah, average price, Polkadot, and your goals.
I was trying to bring a positive with the negatives.
In Russia, we think. Firstly, you say about Polkadot, and secondly, Hyperliquid, no worries.
Yeah. So Polkadot hasn't been great, but I think it's going to work. But however, Hyperliquid has done well. That didn't trick you, that one.
Yeah. Okay, average price of Polkadot entrance and your goals in Polkadot.
$12.
Okay.
Maybe roughly $12.
Minus 70% now, yeah?
Yeah.
Congratulations. Sorry, I have Starknet minus 70%. You are not the one. Твои цели?
Goals. I still believe it's going to hit $300.
One more time?
$300. Polkadot is one of those projects that I believe in. I still DCA it, but I'm not really keeping up to date with what they're doing. I'd like to say this cycle. But am I saying that because I'm emotionally attached to the project? Probably yes. Would I tell someone to buy it and it's going to $300? No. I think the one thing that I've learned from being in crypto as well is there's stuff that I would do and there's stuff that I tell other people to do. Should I follow my own advice? Yeah, 100%. Then I'd probably make a lot more money and have been making a lot more money than I do. But sometimes you get emotionally attached to projects as well. And I know everyone's like, no, you shouldn't get emotionally attached, blah, blah, blah. But occasionally you do. So you just need to kind of detach yourself from it. But would I tell someone that Polkadot's going to $300 and go buy it? 100% no. Do I want it to go there? Yeah. It's because I like the project.
In my worldview, Polkadot, MATIC, and the Cosmos project, these projects will miss the cycle in terms of big pump. Maybe they'll only reach their previous all-time highs. Dot's peak was $55. I think it would be amazing if it reaches 50 in this cycle. And in the next cycle, maybe 2028, 2029, they could show Dot at 300 and so on. We've seen the same with Ripple and Stellar. They had super growth in 2017. In 2021, they just repeated their highs. Stellar fully, Ripple almost. But this year, in this cycle, they're already showing new all-time highs and have potential. What do you think about this?
Yeah, 100%. To be honest, I've got my different portfolios, right? So I've got my long-term holds. I've got my the meme coins when I invest in something. If it goes well, then I'll take profits. Polkadot for me was always a long-term hold. So yes, I haven't got the ideal entry.
Like Ethereum, BTC, yeah.
Basically, yeah. I don't hold any Bitcoin. Bitcoin I'll typically buy in the bear market and then I'll start scaling out. But if you look at Bitcoin, it's outperforming absolutely everything. Apart from meme coins, you can't really count meme coins. But in terms of like all of the high altcoins and high market caps, Bitcoin has just been consistently outperforming everything. So I genuinely believe that in the bear markets, people are going to be changing their strategy to buy Bitcoin and hopefully Ethereum as well. But I mean, to buy Bitcoin because it's done what, a 6x or something and stayed there, not just done a 6x and came back down on the same day.
By the way, we're in a very similar situation. I don't have Bitcoin either. I exchanged it for Ethereum in late 2023, early 24th. I only bought Bitcoin during the bear market when it was 17K in November 2022. Now it's very popular to say that you should have bought Bitcoin and held it and not ventured into alts. Many believed Bitcoin is the only thing worth buying in crypto. People started saying this after Bitcoin broke 100K, while the alt season still hasn't happened. What can you say about that?
I think this, what you mentioned earlier in terms of OTC, they were doing that for a lot of the projects this cycle. I know Sui's been doing a lot of OTC, and my concern with Sui is they got a lot of unlocks coming up as well, and they're doing some massive OTCs. So, but I mean, that's probably one of the reasons why things haven't pumped. I think the attention has been more on Bitcoin, but it's always been on Bitcoin, right? I'm not really sure why we haven't had an out season yet. Everything looks like it's about to break out. and then they announce something and it falls back down. I think China announced that they're banning all crypto again. And for me, that's bullish because whenever they do that, it's followed by a massive pump. So they seem to be doing it quite a bit. But in regards to the out season side of things, I think people are right to buy Bitcoin moving forward. The cycles have changed. And in the bear market, I'm just going to be buying Bitcoin. And I'm happy to average out a 3 to 5x, even a 2 to 3x. But I mean, if you're putting in $100, is $300 going to be life-changing? Probably not. Do you want to risk it? Probably yes. I'll say go for meme coins, but then don't cry in a casino when you lose it all. So it's difficult. It is difficult.
In my portfolio, 35% in Ethereum, 35% in altcoins, and 30% meme coins. What's your portfolio breakdown? Approximately what percentage is in top altcoins and what percentage in meme coins?
90% Polkadot, 90% Polkadot, 90% Polkadot. I'm not joking. That's a good question. I don't really track my portfolio in terms of percentages. I just like buy and sell, and then I've got it in all over the place, to be honest. I've still got crypto on exchanges that I don't even think are around anymore, so maybe I've lost that. But what percentage? Probably, well, like 100% in altcoins, because I don't hold any Bitcoin. I probably got like 5% in Ethereum. But I don't really hold. I've got my long-term portfolios, but I don't really track them. They're on ledgers. They're not connected to the internet or anything. And then my portfolio, like Hyperliquid, where I got in at $4.40, I'll just start selling and then I'll put it into cash. And if I see a dip, I'll buy it. I don't really have a tracking system. I just kind of use it for payments and bits like that. But yeah. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I don't actually know how much I got in crypto, and I never really do. I just when I need some crypto, if something's pumped, I'll sell it. Or if something's going well, I'll sell it, and then if there's a dip, I'll buy it. Yeah.
We're in a similar situation. I don't check the charts every day or track how many times my portfolio went up or down. It messes with your psychology. One day it tripled, then dropped back down, and you feel FOMO. You start making emotional decisions. So yeah, I get where you're coming from. I told you, my portfolio is kind of like yours, around 5% in ETH, and the rest spread out 5-10% each.
100%, 100%. The best thing to do is, I find, keep on a ledger, and then it's just long getting the ledger out and do the fit. And then if it's on exchanges, I can be more like kind of quick to sell and buy and stuff. But I mean, it's good because that's how I make the majority of the profits, is when I keep it on exchanges. As I've got it in my hand, I'm seeing if something's moving, so then it's very easy to sell, or like on Solflare or something. I don't use Phantom Wallet anymore, but mainly Solflare for like Solana coin. So I've got kind of the stuff that's on the ledger, and then I've got the stuff that I've got access to that I can quickly buy, sell if a move happens. But I don't track it. I'm useless with that stuff.
What can I say about meme coins? Do you have them in your portfolio?
So I don't have any meme coins long-term holding, apart from Shiba Inu. I got some Shiba Inu. I just don't look. You can make a lot of money in the meme coins, but ultimately, what is it? It's just attention. So if the attention dies out, what is it? Like, people are going to sell, right? I know some of the bigger meme coins, like Shiba Inu, they got like Sheep Swap, and they're starting to do some utility. So will it help the price action? Yeah, probably. But meme coins, I don't see as a long-term hold. It's more a kind of get your initials out, just flip. And yeah, just flip it. Yeah.
For you, is flip buying and selling within an hour, a day, or maybe holding for a few days or weeks?
All right, so previously it was buy and sell when it's in profit, right? But a lot of the meme coins that I enter because I know they're going to go up, not because I think they're going to go up. I either know the team behind it, I know the dev, or I know the plans behind the meme coin. So what I will do is, if I'm given alpha and if I'm given a good opportunity on it, I never just buy and sell and dump on the charts. I'll always do it on a DCA, just to respect the fact that someone's given me the I suppose the insider information, right? So I'll always do the right thing. But I don't really gamble meme coins. I won't just enter a meme coin because it looks good, or I've checked bubble maps or something. I'm entering because I know what's about to happen.
What can you say about PEPE and FARTCOIN? PEPE is the main meme coin on Ethereum, and FARTCOIN is probably the most discussed meme coin on Solana right now. Let's add BONK to these as well.
So I think the FARTCOIN is within the next decade, it's going to overtake Bitcoin. It's going to be the #1 coin in the crypto space. I hold BONK. I don't know what price it is now. I don't think I hold PEPE. No, I definitely don't hold PEPE. And what was the other one?
FARTCOIN.
No, I don't hold FARTCOIN. I'm not really... I only buy meme coins that I know are going to do well. And I know that might sound crazy to people watching if they've been in crypto for a couple of weeks. And like, how do you know it's going to do well? I've just lost all of my money. But the longer you're in crypto, the more people you meet, the bigger your network. And crypto's manipulated from the lowest level to the highest level, and it's all about knowing someone that knows someone that has information and understanding how the space works. So eventually when you're in crypto, you start making money, not because you get good at technical analysis, fundamental analysis, but you get a very good network and you know what's going to happen before it happens. So that's ultimately how I make money with meme coins. In terms of buying a coin to hope I do a 10x, yeah, on the utility projects, I obviously hold utility coins, but meme coins I don't. I purely know what's going to happen before it happens.
So you only buy based on insider information? If you don't know the team, if you don't know the people pushing the meme, you'll never get involved, even if it's meme coin like PEPE that's listed on all exchanges with a large market cap?
Yeah, 100%. Do you know what it is? 6 months ago, saying this, people be like, oh, it's insider trading and it blah, 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 blah. But you look at everything after what Trump's done and how he manipulates the markets with the tariffs, pausing the tariffs. Crypto is manipulated. Whether people agree with that or not is how the game works. The whole place is a casino. From Bitcoin to Ethereum to the meme coins, you have a buyer, you have a seller, you have some utility in between, and you have some meme coins. So it's manipulated market, and you either run with it and join them, or you lose money. So for me, I'll always do the right thing, especially on low caps. If I'm given a low cap, I'll always DCA. But for every buyer, you have a seller, and for every seller, you have a buyer. So you either play the game or you get played.
So when you buy a meme coin, you know the team, do you showcase this in your media, or you just buy it for yourself, watch it grow, sell, and move on to the next one?
Oh no, I'll tell everyone. Yeah. So I'll put it on Instagram. I'll put it in my Telegram. My Telegram, I haven't posted too much stuff recently. I've been focusing more on the Instagram and the Twitter, but I have been putting some stuff in there, so I'm going to be like more active on Telegram. But yeah, mainly goes on my Instagram, Twitter, and yeah. Previously, I was posting absolutely everything in my Telegram, but just over the last couple of months, I haven't. So I'm going to be more active in there. But yeah, I'll always post on my socials, give people the opportunity. And just for example, I'm not going to mention the project, but I'm working with a project that's like a $450 million market cap at the moment. They've got a decentralized exchange. I found out from the team that they are doing a meme coin, and the reason for the meme coin is to direct people to that exchange, because they're going to be telling people to buy their coin, exchange it for the meme coin, and it's basically bringing people to the exchange, and they're going to pump it. This was an absolutely 110% guaranteed send, and it still is basically. So information like that, you're given that from a project that's about $450 million market cap, saying that we've done a meme coin, we're going to pump it, and this is going to bring people to our exchange. It's an advertising stunt, it's marketing, right? So with that information, take that how you want to take it, but everyone that I kind of sent it to and was like, look, I'm not telling you the project, but this is a meme coin, blah, blah, blah. It's got some good people behind it. All of them have made money. Like it's a guaranteed money maker. Mm-hmm. So information like that is guaranteed, right?
What were your 3 best calls? Mine were first Floki. I called it and it did more than 100x afterward. Second, Suzuki. In 2021, I called it and it did 292x. We'll provide screenshots. And third, PEPE with more than 20x. I called it in April 2023, but I bought and sold then. When I actually went long was August 2023, and since then it's done more than 20x.
I called T-Mania last year at $1 million. That ran up to $45 million, so that was a 45x. I called Election Coin, which was a coin that I CTO'd last year. And this was a funny one. So basically, I saw this coin that was advertised on a random Instagram account last year, and it was just before the elections and the Trump elections, or the US elections. And It was like a 15 or 20k market cap, something stupidly low, complete gamble. I put it in my group, the coin started sending, everyone started buying it, and then the dev behind it, I didn't even know anything about this coin. This was one of the very few that obviously I didn't know anything about. He rugged it. So I thought, all right, let's CTO it. So ran it from, bear in mind, my community were getting at 15k, 20k, 30k, all the way up, right? As he rugged it, because of slippage, some people bought and they bought in at even lower market cap, like 5, 7, 8k. Liquidity wasn't massive in it. Ran it to 1.1 million from 15k market cap. 850x. But obviously, as you know, liquidity and market cap are different. So if you put in $1,000 at 15k, first of all, it would have been like, you can't then make $850,000 because it doesn't have the liquidity. But if we're just going based on numbers, one guy actually, and this is all on the blockchain, one guy put in $1. I don't know why he put in $1, but I got the screenshots. Put in $1, and he made like 1,500 quid or something, $1,500 off $1. So yeah, he must have got in at a very low price because of slippage. So there was that one, 15k market cap to 1.1 million. T-Mania 1 million to 45 million. I've done so many calls. I called Toner, which was a Tom project at the time, or still is a Tom project. 500k market cap to 18 million was all-time high.
Like 36x.
My maths isn't good, but it sounds about right, yeah. I called a project called Cult at 600k, ran up to 6 million. Evil Ponke called at $100,000 or $150,000, ran up to 5.4 million. Peponke, I think, ran up to like 9 million, called it at about 500k. I probably got a couple of hundred projects that called at a good price, and yeah, it's ran up pretty good. A recent one actually, called coins called it's a Russian coin, Marsha and the Bear, called it $4 million, ran up to 24 million the next day, and currently sitting at 19 million. Solid team behind that. So it's what, 5x? I think 5x roughly. Yeah, it's just about either, when it's a CTO, obviously it's kind of your project, not your project, but I mean you and your community's project. So I know what's going to happen, or I know the market maker, so I know the team, or I know the dev, or I know something about it. So 9.9 out of 10 calls that I put out there will be pretty good from like insider information. You have the odd one that obviously doesn't quite go to plan, but not that much.
You said you have many signals that have done dozens of excess. You look like a wizard. What's your secret? Approximately, what's your win rate? What percentage of your calls were profitable versus those that went down and never recovered?
There's two ways this question could be answered. So are those conviction calls where I'm saying this is going to send? Or are these calls where, because I get paid for promotion as well, but I'll always say to people, this is high risk. It might do well, it might not. So those calls, people understand. But if I'm saying buy this now, it's going to do well, what do you, in terms of buy now, this would do well, 100%. There's been one actually, the person close to me rugged it. Okay, so out of maybe a couple of hundred projects, one that hasn't gone to plan. The others have all gone to plan. If it's a paid promo, but I'm telling people it's either paid promo or very high risk, enter at your own risk, 50-50. Some of them do really well. I was bought into White Rock. I called that 150 million market cap. It's currently 2.7 billion. For a high cap, that's incredible, right? TARS AI, that's doing exceptionally well. Saros coin has done like a 5x or something since I called it. Originally called it. So a lot of them do really well. I don't really call the small caps anymore, the small market cap coins, unless I'm being paid a lot. and then it's like, this is very high risk. This is paid promo. Enter if you want. The team seem cool. They pay me to promote it. Boom. So take that how you want to take it in terms of from retail side. If they enter, at least they've been warned. But if I'm calling something with conviction, very, very rare that it's not going to do well, because it's like I've got the blueprint. I know what's going to happen, right? So, yeah.
While listening to you, people will now rush to subscribe to your Instagram, Telegram, and Twitter waiting for your next call. They'll understand if you're right, guys, this is a paid thing, throw in some money like $100, right? And if you say you know the team, they'll jump in heavily. Don't you think people will break money management rules and maybe even interfere with the project's growth with their buying?
I'm going to give you a good example because that's happened before, right? So, and it was on I've got people that I will message on WhatsApp and say, this is a good project, and they will put in $5,000 to $10,000. And then I've got a community that I got people putting in $100, $500, $10, $20, a dollar, right? So the community ranges, and then the guys I've got in terms of the whales that I know, they're putting 5, 10, sometimes 20 if it's a high cap, right? In my community last year, called a project, and this guy put in it was $20. It was either 15 or 20. Let's call it $20, right? And he done like a 4x. He got $100 from that. The next one I called, he entered, with the whole $100. He done a 5x into the whole $100. All right. A couple of days later, it was starting to be farmed, and it was starting to go down, right? And then eventually, like 3-4 days later, it was rugged. All right. He lost all of his $100, and then he came back to me and said, I'm a scammer. All right. So you always have that in crypto, where as much as I can say to someone, manage your risk and always take profits and do things the right way, you're going to have one side of people that understand and they will make money by following you, and they're never going to go all in and they're going to manage risk. And then you're going to have the people that are complete gamblers. And it's very, very difficult, because even if you always do the right thing, and I always try and do the right thing, and I'll always do things with good intentions, you're always going to have people, where, especially when you're on the meme side of things, that will call you a scammer or think you've done something bad, and you don't see the other thousands of people that have made a lot of money. Like my community last year, I don't really do the memes as much this year. It's more high risk. There aren't the opportunities. But last year, made people a hell of a lot of money, like serious money from small investments. This year it's a lot harder, so I focus a bit more on the higher cap memes if I do memes, or if I get involved in the memes, or more utilities. But it's difficult, right? You're never going to please everyone.
Do you explicitly write this is an advertisement when you're paid and it's a super risky project? Or how does that look?
So I usually put high risk, enter at own risk. A lot of the people in my community, they know me. They know what that means. So I'll do two kind of calls. I'll do
what about new community, like our...
They learn pretty quick.
Like in the street, you know?
You know they're saying learn the hard way.
If you don't understand from first time, you understand after second time.
Yeah,
100%.
If you lose a bit of money in the first time, you're guaranteed to make it back in the second time.
I love this direct way, you know.
When you write high risk, does that mean you were paid? When you don't write high risk, but say great team, does that mean you know the guys and there's a very high probability it will grow?
So not financial advice is on everything. If it has a load of writing, something along the lines of this is high risk, enter at own risk, don't ape life savings, not financial advice. This usually, or obviously paid promo. This usually means it's paid advertising. Ape all of your life savings now means no paid advertising.
We're learning now how to read your Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, your media, to understand how to follow your signals. This is the first time I'm doing this. I didn't expect the podcast to go this way.
Anything that says paid promo will be paid promo, or advertising. What I usually do is I put ad, just the word A, the letter AD. When it's got ad on it, that means it's advertising. If it doesn't have anything on it, this means I'm basically pushing it. So everything with ad, or pay pro. I don't usually put pay promo because clients don't like it. I'll just put ad.
Okay.
And then you know that means ad. Yeah. But to be honest, some of those ones do really well, because what I won't do is just push anything for the sake of it. So White Rock was obviously advertising. It's 150 million to 2.7 billion. So I mean, a lot of the paid ones, I'd always recommend whatever I post, still do your own research. And if anything, message me. Drop me a message and say, is this paid promo? Is this actually going to do well? And if it's a conversation behind closed doors and in my inbox, I'll always tell you, like, yes, enter, I've entered, or no, don't, wait for a correction or something, if it's a token, obviously. So
I'm inviting you and your wife to Russia, to Moscow in the summer. Moscow in the summer is the best city on earth. And if your signals work, I think there will be many people who will come to thank you. But if not, guys, I think we'll need a bodyguard.
No, I'd love to come. I'm currently on flight ban at the moment, but when I'm off flight ban, yeah.
I just had an idea. I'm currently launching a big educational program for people, an academy on meme coins and crypto in general, but focused on meme coins. I invite you to speak to my audience. It would be great promotion for you, and you could answer some questions and provide some big value.
I love that. That'd be amazing. Yeah. I think it's good because with your community, it seems like you're trying to, and this is what I do in my community as well, is you actually want to educate them, right? And a lot of influencers will hide certain, like the insiders and knowing certain things and blah, blah, blah. I feel like if you're honest with people, they're gonna respect it a lot more, right? And actually teach them what to look for, because there's certain things you can tell in coins that when coins launch, like the bubble maps, certain wallets, how to track the wallets and actually see how to make money. There's kind of like, I suppose insider information is always the best, right? But second best is actually knowing what to look for and how to look for it. So 100%, I think it's great what you're doing.
Thank you, brother.
When can you come to Moscow?
Mid-July. I've got, it's funny actually, I've got a court case here, so I'm on travel ban.
Caucus? July?
Yeah, 7th of July.
Georgia, Justin Timberlake concert will be 25 July. Вы тоже видите? Я думал, Кавказ. Caucus, you know, Caucus in Dagestan, you know, Georgia, Dagestan, Azerbaijan. It's a territory caucus.
Oh, no, court case. But basically what happened is I called, I can't obviously say names or anything, but I called a person that, crypto scammer. I called him a scammer. Now I'm getting done for like bad language and hurting another person's feelings. So once that finishes, yeah. The laws are very strict.
I couldn't make out what he just said. I think he's making fun of me again.
Where the players at?
He's being took back inside.
What?
Rudy! Back inside.
What?
He's being took
TV's
back
over
inside.
here. What'd he say?
Marquinhos is over there.
Rudy! You speak English?
Rudy!
Huh? Oh, you do? Then what happened?
All the fans on the pitch, they go off back inside.
I don't know what he's saying. I swear to God.
In Russia, there's a popular phenomenon where when a scammer appears or people think someone is a scammer, people start making exposes and reviews about them, even filing lawsuits. You're actually a cool guy. Because in Russia, we respect people who stand up for the truth and for their people. That's really cool. 2 questions. First question, how do you find these teams, developers, etc.? Are you in some alpha chats in this your network built over many years? Or how can an ordinary person get into such communities to know that a great team is launching a project without scams? Second question, how can an ordinary person without such a network find good meme coins? What should they rely on? Thousands of meme coins launch every day and people don't understand which KOL to follow and how to do their own research.
Have you heard of the cabal? We are the cabal. But yeah, we've obviously it all comes down to network. It all comes down to network. Knowing the right people in terms of like just knowing a dev. Like if I don't know them really well, obviously I'm not going to trust them. It's about people, because I've been in the space for a while, been heavily involved in the space. I've been involved in some very, very good projects that have done well, and I've called some projects. People give like people in my network, it's about giving each other kind of alpha that's going to do well, because they know you're going to do the right thing. They know you're not going to snipe the address and dump on the project. They know that you're going to make profit, but you're going to sell in the right way. It's not about just giving a contract address early to everyone, because if you do that, everyone's going to be, it's PvP, right? Player versus player. It's just going to go to zero. So I suppose it's that trust element of knowing that I can get in early, and then obviously I can post it, but no one's ever going to get the same entry that I get in terms of if I post it to my Instagram, they're not going to get exactly the same, but they're going to get a similar-ish entry kind of thing. So it's just really people trusting me and having the right network in crypto to be able to get these opportunities. And bear in mind, people might look at this and they might be like, oh, he's doing well, or he's making money from meme coins, or he's in the cabal, or he knows insider information, but they don't see the 7 years that you've gone through, the $150,000 that you've lost, the hours and hours and days and weeks of learning, and then all of the networking that I've had to go through. So yes, I'm at a good position now where it's extremely easy to make money in crypto the right way, but it's taken a while to get there. So it's hard work, I guess, and not only hard work, smart work. I'd say the best thing to do, whether people want to hear it or not, is put in, whether you can afford $100, $1,000 or $10,000, whatever you can afford to lose, play with it and have it as play money. Because the best thing that you can do is get into the trenches and either start making money, but you have to lose money. No matter how much money you make, you have to lose money because you need to go through that period of it's like in business, right? All of these successful people don't see the failures they've been through to be successful. You have to lose money and you have to fail to ultimately be successful, because otherwise you don't know what success is, because then when you have a failure, it's going to hit harder. So it's the same thing in crypto. You have to start entering into meme coins and get rugged and see what it feels like to get rugged, but with money that isn't your life savings or a lot of money. And then start understanding, going into the communities, speaking to people, building up a kind of network of community members, and then maybe some devs, and just grow it out from there. Watch some YouTubers, go into communities, start getting involved in the communities, and you're going to probably get rugged 50, 60 to 100 times. That's probably worst case. I mean, you might get rugged a bit less, but you're going to start understanding what's good, and then you're going to start understanding narratives, and then you're going to start understanding bubble maps. Use a sniper bot like Bullex or Maestro bot and start understanding how to snipe in so you can get a better entry, and then basically profit taking. It's like anything. If you do it a number of times, you start getting good at it. And you just need to stay consistent with it. But I think the best thing to do is speak to people in crypto, in the communities, watch YouTube videos, follow people that are fairly successful, and go through their socials, make sure they've been successful for a while, not these people that pop up a week later, they're claiming they've done $10 million, but no one's heard of them in crypto, right? So there's a lot of fake influencers out there as well, that have been in crypto a month or something. So I mean, find the right people to follow and just start. That's the most important thing.
You mentioned a name like Bullex, Maestro, maybe you've heard an Axioma. I have my own product called Alpha One, which helps people find and, most importantly, trade meme coins. We have extensions for all web versions, Bullex, Axioma, and so on. I'll show you this product, and if you like it, we could do some collaboration.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
So it looks like this. Yeah, it's mini app. Yeah. We can choose chain, Ethereum, Solana, Sui, Tron, Base, BC, Ton, multi-chain.
Yeah.
And you can research, you can trade, for example. Yeah. You can trade like market, limit, alpha. You can make nitro mode, like how to say, in Need for Speed Nitro, you know. And it will look like this, professional.
Yeah.
Many functions, you see, yeah. And for example, you can analytic, graphic, everything. So we focus on professional trading.
Yeah.
We understand we cannot как будет конкурировать?
Competing.
We cannot compete with Axioma and Bullex in research and analytic.
Yeah.
Let people sit there, but trade with us in extension.
Yeah.
I have a call, you need to buy it fast. I don't have a chance to open laptop, Axiom, Bullex. I do it in 2 seconds. This is
That's what I was using Maestro for.
For example, as a user, I will tell you, here is like 7 blockchains. I have a call on Ethereum immediately. For example, don't look at my numbers here. I got orange PEPE, and immediately I just buy with 1 click, you know. They have also, or for example,
and it's quicker than anything,
a call, and you can put a limit order. So when the price touch this, for example, level, it buys without me, you know. I don't need to open my laptop.
This is brilliant. So does this connect to
web version in your
It's just in
laptop.
my app wallet, and I don't spend or time. For example, you're on the meeting, you have only mobile. I go on trade, token paste, and it immediately shows me what I trade. Bucci, I press, I have chart, it connects me to the deck screener.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
I copy it from here, for example, check later, graphics, it shows you like 2 seconds. I analyze graphics because you need to be first, on daily time frame, whatever.
Yeah,
and I come back and I just press Y, amount, whatever, 30. And then you can slippage mode and you just swap it within seconds.
So where's it? You just connect your wallet to it, or it creates you a new wallet?
Yeah, exactly. And
Both.
here's the referrals.
Okay,
like
brilliant.
25,000, whatever.
You can,
and it gives my earned
Okay.
for my referrals, invited by me, invited by my team. Because I'm not a KOL, so I just trade for myself, whatever. But when, for example, I need to be always inside the app, but reply and talk, talk to people, I just come back, I come back to this group, whatever I talk, and then I just open again back, And
Okay,
they have
brilliant.
research, like 24 hot coins. Usually I check as well, So, and then I have reach between some chains, like EVM chain, not with SUI, doesn't work. So they want to get rid of Tron. And for Tron as well and SUI, just leave Solana, Ethereum.
We have all wallets, but
Yeah.
for trading,
Yeah,
Ethereum,
yeah.
Solana, SUI, Tron, basically everything. For trading, everything.
So, for example, for Solana, I can check the history, what I have been trading, like press again and buy, or just leave it, So,
Yeah, no, that looks brilliant.
yeah, so it's perfect for me
I can
because I
show-
don't have time,
I can show.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, for example, like you have a link open, for example. Yeah, I sent like a example token in our group, yeah? So, link, after you can buy, for example, market, for example, like for $1. Yeah? You can take profit, how many percents, for example, 50% grow up, increase, and 50% sell. Slippage, everything. And after you can make stop loss, everything. So you can use it in your phone and you can use it in a computer with extension of any web version like a Bullix, like Axioma, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's brilliant.
We started development in early 2024, release date in April 2024, and we've been working for over a year now. We don't have a token, we have a profit model, yes, we're profitable, and we are interested in expansion. How difficult it is to go from Russian to English to the international market.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant.
Alpha 1 CIS, 14,300 participants, 4,000 online. They have global, for global around 1K people, So we can be like a front runners, because before you open laptop, it's quite complicated,
Yeah, no, it's long sometimes with Bullix. You have to,
This is our statistics. 255,000 people who start bot. 133,000 who made wallet and connect his wallet. Minimum one trade, 27,000 people. So we are not just startup.
We are
small
very good
in market, but we in profit and we, how to say,
Yeah, no, it's very good figures.
You have powerful media presence. YouTube, Telegram, Twitter, Instagram. Give 3 pieces of advice to everyone watching who wants to grow their media.
I know this sounds kind of like cliche because everyone says it, but consistency is the most important thing. You have to be consistent. I started off originally in Forex, and then obviously I built a Forex community and came into crypto. And
when
then
it was Forex, like
2 years ago, roughly, about 2 years ago. I've been in crypto for like 6.5 to 7 years, but in terms of influencer side of things, about a year and a half roughly, But I had
fast.
I had a massive community from Forex though. So for me, I already had that community. So I've taken over. Most influencers have been in maybe 4 years or 5 years, just because I had a massive Forex community. So only been doing the influencing side of things for about a year and a half, but it helped having the Forex community, and I was always active on social media. But you have to be consistent. You have to post videos. I do content on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram. I've got a team of 4 people that manage my Twitter and manage other people's Twitter, because we do Twitter growth. I'm doing about 1,800 replies on Twitter a day, anything from 30 to 50 posts. And yeah, but that's a full team. I couldn't sit there and do 1,800 replies on Twitter. It would take the whole day. Instagram, I'm posting a couple of stories a day, probably 3 to 4 reels a week, sometimes a bit less, sometimes a bit more. The one thing I'm lacking is YouTube. I need to focus a lot on the YouTube, on the long form. I do a lot of reels on YouTube, like the shorts, but that's kind of what I'm missing at the moment. But yeah, it's just consistency. It's just you learn about something and you teach others. You learn about something and you teach others, and you do it through videos and you do it through written content on Twitter. And if you want to do it full time, you need to expect to have to do it for a couple of months and not do anything. And then if you keep doing the same thing, you will get results. It's absolutely impossible to keep doing the same thing unless you're a complete retard and then not get results. Like, so it's yeah.
Practice.
Practice, no results. Keep doing it and you will eventually get results. I don't really have a business plan. All I do is I do content. I've got my Web3 marketing agency and things happen. That's it. If I keep doing content, if I keep networking, if I keep doing the marketing side of things, results will come. And it's what happens in life. Most people give up before they get results. They might do content for 2 or 3 months, nothing happens, and then they stop. But on month 4, you could have done really well. You can get brand deals, you can make a lot of money from it. My social medias at the moment are bringing north of 6 figures just from my socials, let alone any marketing side of things. But that has come from a lot of hard work, a lot of consistency, and continuing to do it with no results, and then all of a sudden the results come. So consistency, but that's why I've broken down how to be consistent, and yeah, just start. That's the most important thing.
After listening to you, I understand that you're an influencer, an investor, and an entrepreneur. Rank these in order of what you're most.
It's a good question.
Firstly, you
investor. So that's how I made money.
You feel this.
Firstly, investor. Secondly, I don't like the word influencer. But to be honest, what my day-to-day looks like now is I wake up in the morning, I go to the gym, I come back, maybe do a video or some emails, and then I play Call of Duty for 4 or 5 hours, then I eat Nando's, and then I go sleep. That's what my day looks like now. So I don't actually do a lot, but I just do content all in a couple of days, and then it's all done for the month. So the answer is, and it's such a hard question to ask because I don't actually know what I do. I just do stuff when it needs to happen, right? My content is done a couple of days a week. That's posted for the whole month or 2 months. And I just play Call of Duty in the afternoon. You know, PlayStation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've got addicted to that at the moment. So I don't really know what I do, but what I have done is I've worked hard to be able to do what I want every day. And then I'll go out to meetings, and when meetings happen, I'll probably have a couple of meetings a week, but I feel like you have to love what you do, and then it isn't work. So for me, playing PlayStation, work's still getting done because I put in the work. Now I have a team that do it in the background, right? So when you work and you hate something and you don't enjoy it, you're not going to stick at it, and then you're not going to create a life of freedom, right? So I don't really know what I do. I just do content, go to meetings, have people message me about Twitter growth and marketing, and we somehow manage to provide results every single time. And I guess it just comes down to experience, right? It comes down to knowing how the algorithm works, and being an influencer myself and doing content myself, knowing how all of that side of things work. Then we can obviously help companies with their marketing, because I've been through that stage myself of creating content. And what actually doesn't make sense to me the most is 99% of other marketing companies, they can't even market themselves, but then they go and pitch to clients about being able to market them. So yeah, I set up the Web3 marketing company because I basically understand how to market myself, and then we do that successfully for clients.
From what I understand, at least my observation, you're first and foremost an influencer because you have very strong positioning and highly developed media. Secondly, you're an entrepreneur because you have a marketing agency and manage various processes. And thirdly, you're an investor because even when asked about your portfolio, you say you don't check it every day. Investors usually count every percentage point.
Yeah, it's funny because when Usually I'm always prepared for every single question. And whenever I do podcasts, I never know what they're going to ask. And if they tell me I'm not interested, I just wing it. I wing everything. Everything I'm always usually prepared for. But that question, no one's asked me that before. And then when you actually think about it, I don't know the answer. I guess I'm an investor, but then no, the way that you put it out, you're completely right. And that mindset changed, because when I used to have the recruitment company, I'd have the monthly plan, I'd have the 3 monthly, 6, I'd have a whole business plan. And one thing that I've realized in business is you never ever stick to the business plan. So what I do now is I don't have a business plan. I wake up every day. If I want to go to meetings, I go to meetings if I have them. If I want to play Call of Duty, I play Call of Duty. If I want to go to a beach, I go to a beach. But the way that my days are structured, especially my team, everything always gets done. And I just don't believe in having plans. And then obviously when you ask that question, it's kind of, I don't actually know what I do. I just kind of do a bit of content, do some meetings and help people marketing, and everything falls into place. And I guess it's creating a life that you enjoy, and then it's not really work. So then you don't really know what you do, but you're somehow working, right? That might be watching this that can't relate, especially Russian. After this is translated, they're going to think this guy's crazy, he doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. But in my head, it makes sense.
Because in Russia, it's not considered cool to be just an influencer. You're considered true crypto when you don't sell education, don't promote referral programs, don't create trade clubs, private groups, etc. A true crypto person is someone who doesn't interact with anyone, trades by themselves, doesn't stick their head out, and doesn't earn from the external market. They only earn for their portfolio. That's considered true crypto. If you sell a trade club or promote an exchange, it means you're an info gypsy or crypto gypsy. In Russia, there's a lot of hate about this. How's it abroad in the international market? For example, Thomas Krello, I've had several podcasts with him. I know you're acquainted. In Russia, his activities would be seen as info gypsy stuff because he's very flashy, constantly selling something, engaging people, has Bybit referral program, courses, a trade club, and so on. The full package. This isn't welcomed in Russia. And to speak about myself, I have a trade club, a BingX referral program, a referral program for my Alpha 1 product. And now, as soon as I started saying I'll be launching a memecoin academy, people started commenting that I've turned off a true crypto guy into an info gypsy who sells courses and doesn't trade himself.
So look, you got two kinds of people. You got people like Thomas Krello and yourself that will teach them something, but they add a lot of value. They know what they're doing, and that is going to benefit people. Okay, and then you've got the market that's saturated with these 17 and 18-year-old kids that are Forex traders. They made $20 million. They haven't made nothing. They're still living in their mom's bedroom. The market's got a bad name from those kind of people. So for me, I'm bringing out a course as well, right? And for me is, I'm going to be bringing out a course. I've got 7 years experience in crypto. People could go through my Instagram. I've driven like all the top cars. I lived in all the nicest places. My lifestyle hasn't just all of a sudden in a week, I'm a millionaire, I'm going to teach you something, right? I've been consistent for years now, even when I'm a recruitment company. So, I mean, people can learn off me, people can learn off you, people can learn off Thomas Krello. If people don't like it and they want to hate in the comments, you're always going to have people that want to hate, right? So in the West, you've got exactly the same stuff. You've got people that can actually add value and can help people. And you've got your typical scammers that are going to say they're going to sell you a course and whatever, and it's going to bring no value. It's no different to really the Russian market in that side of things. You've probably got your Forex people as well that can actually they can add value, and other ones that are scammers. So, I mean, anyone that's sitting in their 9 to 5 making $20,000 a year or $30,000 a year, and they see you talking about a course, 9 times out of 10, they're commenting hate because they're jealous. They're not commenting hate because they know you or they're adding value. They're commenting hate because they don't like that situation. And those people are actually the easiest people to tie up and sell the course and actually help them because they want to escape their 9 to 5. And I know Andrew Tate come out of this whole matrix thing and blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, it's true. You've got people sitting in 9 to 5. You've got them clocking in and out. And those people are your customers, but they've obviously been scammed, or they might have been scammed before where someone sold them a course and it hasn't been valuable, or sold them some education. So it is the same in the West, but you can make a lot of money, obviously, doing the course side of things and education, yeah. It's a great business.
What personal values help you to be happy? What do you rely on in life? Let's say your top 3 values.
What's the question? I'm joking. I'm joking.
Top 5 jokes from
So the top 3, obviously family is number 1, health is number 2. You look at, what's his name, Steve Jobs, all the money in the world, but he dies. And number 3 is money. So family, health and money. Because people say money doesn't buy happiness. That's because they obviously haven't made money or they're obviously broke. Because if you're working a 9 to 5 for 30, 40 years of your life, you're not going to be happy, are you, clocking in and out? So I mean, you need health, that's the most important thing, and your family. And then thirdly has to come money, because money buys freedom. So yeah, they're the 3 main things for me in life. Without money, you're going to be unhappy. I've never met anyone with money. Obviously they need the health and the family, and then they've got money, that they're unhappy.
I appreciate your honesty and openness. In Russia, we love it when someone speaks plainly. There's this concept called a man's word. You just honestly said that money matters, and there's no need to deny or be embarrassed about that. You also mentioned that when you give a paid signal, you warn people that it's high risk. You don't often find that kind of honesty, so extra respect for that. Do you do any charity work? If yes, what's your true motivation, if you can share that?
I don't believe in charities, and the reason being is when I was younger, when I was originally looking for a job, I went to a recruitment company, and it was a recruitment company that specialized in recruiting people for charities. I didn't go and work there. I was a lot younger this time. I was obviously over 18, but when you look at how much the CEOs and the people in the charities are paid, you then realize, and then you actually look into charities, it's like something like 5 or 6 or 7% that actually goes to charities. Charities are like the most profitable businesses. So if I'm doing charity, I'll go and feed a stray cat, or go to Thailand. I always used to feed the dogs, go up to Big Buddha, got all the dogs and stuff. I don't like doing, and I know this might sound bad, I don't like doing charity in terms of people. I do it for animals. I just like animals more than human beings.
Потом, мам, ты знаешь, какой самый главный плюс у собаки, который больше, чем все остальные минусы? Собака не будет сначала тебе в любви клясться, а потом по чужим койкам прыгать.
Here's the camera. You can address the Russian-speaking audience and maybe give your top 3 pieces of advice.
So guys, remember to always do your own research, especially on the meme coin side of things. There's a lot of rugs in the space, but you can also find those projects that do 100x. So yeah, always do your own research and follow the right influencers, and you'll do well.
Thank you very much. I think this is a legendary podcast where you've received a lot of value and energy. If you liked it, write it in the comments. Even if something didn't sit right with you, write about that too. It helps promote the video. Constructive criticism is valid even more than positive feedback. Well, I'm lying. Of course, I prefer when you praise us, but still, this was an exclusive video. If you liked it, we'll record a second podcast. James, thank you.
Thank you. Спасибо.